Hello, traditional harmony. We are going to study doubling in root position triads and close and open spacing. And I thought we'd look at this chorale. Many of you have gone over this in class a little bit already, but as a reminder, here's what it sounds like. It's in your notes, by the way, your handouts. Sorry. I should have practiced this a little bit more. Okay, so one thing I want you to notice about this chorale is we have lots of root position triads, and the doubling is pretty much the same in all of them, which is double the root when possible. So over here we see a G minor triad, G, B flat, D, and look, the root is doubled in the bass and the tenor. Here is another root position triad, G, B flat, D, and look, the G is doubled in the bass and the soprano. Again, a G minor triad. This one, the bass and the tenor double in unison, and then there's a third and a fifth. Here's another root position triad. The bass and the alto have the D, and then there's a third here on F sharp and a fifth on A. So doubling the root in all these triads, that's your first instinct. Every once in a while, like on this one, E flat, G, G, B flat, there's a doubled third, okay, and there's a doubled fifth occasionally. So with root position triads, you will occasionally get other doublings. In this case, this is a 5 to 6 progression. It's a deceptive progression. And in this one, we almost always get a doubled third. But if you look through the rest of these root position triads, you will see that mainly the root is doubled. Another thing about this is the spacing between the parts. And I'm going to ask you to remember the difference between close spacing and open spacing. So in close position or close spacing, you have less than an octave between the soprano and the tenor. And then in open spacing, we have an octave or more between the soprano and the tenor. So if we take a look here, between the soprano and the tenor is only a fifth. So this is going to be open, this is going to be close spacing because it's only a fifth, right? In this one, we have, you'll see, a sixth. So this one is less than an octave as well, and that's going to be close position or close spacing. Now here, if you look at this next chord, we have A and A. So this is open spacing because it's an octave or more. And then we have B flat to G here, which is a tenth. Minor tenth, so that's going to be open spacing as well. I'll just go through a few more really quickly here. Open, open, close, close. Now close position is interesting because if all three voices are very close together, then they can probably be played by the right hand of the piano. So that's what I'm doing in a lot of these cases. I'm playing 3 notes in the right and 2 and 1 in the left. But then I might switch from time to time, like on this chord. This one has quite a distance between the soprano and the tenor, so I'm going to play 2 notes with my left hand and 2 with my right hand. And that's how organists and pianists will often play chorales. They'll switch around between 2 in the right and 2 in the left, and 3 in the right and 1 in the left. So one thing that happens that changes from close to open position is contrary motion. Look at the soprano going up. Look at the tenor going down. We have contrary motion, and that's going to switch from close position to open position, or open spacing and closed spacing. Okay, another thing to notice when this happens, often when you change from close position to open position, you will see what's called a voice exchange. Look how this G in the soprano has now become a G in the tenor, and this B flat in the tenor has now become a B flat in the soprano. So we get this, if I isolate those voices, you see what they're doing? They're starting out as a sixth, passing through an octave, and going out to a tenth. And in that time, we change from close position to open position, and now open position on that chord as well. Okay, so you could go through the rest of these, and you could figure out whether you have close position or open position, and this will be important as you do your homework, because we'll ask you to make a distinction between the two. Okay, so that is it for doubling of root position triads. Make sure you double the root when possible, and open and close spacing, the distance between the soprano and the tenor. Not the soprano and the bass, not the soprano and the alto, but the soprano and the tenor will determine your close and open spacing.